Hey everyone, so I thought I would do this, I thought I would do this video in a vlog style because it really suits me a lot better than, trying to be perfect, not that I ever was, but for filming and all this stuff, because otherwise I'm never going to be able to upload videos on a regular basis, basically. Plus, it just suits my personality better, I guess. So today I want to make my palette for Hawaii, and I'm going to swatch and make mixes on this paper, which I really like, and I will probably make a sketchbook out of this too. I got a big pad of it a while ago, and I kind of know which Jasper Stardust paints I'm going to take. However, I also have, let's go over there, I also have all of these. Now all of these containers are full of watercolors of many different brands, and some of them, like the Daniel Smith, I'm probably not going to buy again. So I'm because of the problems I was mentioning before, they did not disclose that. They made it seem like their paints were full of the mineral, and they're not. But anyway, I like to support smaller artisans anyway, and they suit my style of painting very well. So I have it, each container is basically like, all purples, all blues, or I have so many tubes of paint. So if I can, I'm actually going to finish tubes. So no, that's way too heavy. I need two hands. So basically I have to decide what I'm going to get, and I think I mentioned that I've been to Hawaii before. I've been to Kauai, and so of course I remember some of the colors and the atmosphere of Kauai. We are also going to be going to the Big Island, which I've never seen, and I've been debating, should I look up pictures of the islands to decide on the palette, or should I go with what I kind of remember and what I think I would need if I was over there? I spent too much time on the computer already, and I don't particularly enjoy it. So I think what I'm going to do is not scroll endlessly for pictures of Hawaii, plus then, I just want to be there, and pretty much 2 hours will pass and I will have done nothing. So I'm not going to look it up, and I know that we're going to go see a volcano, which tells me some things about the colors I might want. Obviously, Kauai is full of lush jungle type areas. I imagine the Big Island is too. Of course, there is the beach and the water, that beautiful water everywhere. There is quite a bit of wildlife and tropical flowers, so bright colors. So I'm not going to shy away from bright, that's for sure. And yeah. So I'm going to put in a podcast while I sort all my colors and make it into a palette, and then I will talk to you again when I'm done and explain my color choices, and we can look at the swatches. Okay, so this is what I've got so far, and I am using this palette, which can contain at least 48 pans. So it's the same one as this, and I actually can put more colors than this than I have here, which I will do. However, at this point I just want to swatch them and look at them and see what type of hue and what type of color I am missing. I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to be a very good palette, and I really love this one. It's very versatile. But it's not quite right for going on a trip, because I've put a lot of colors to do portraits in this one too, and I'm not going to do this on this trip very much. I'm going to concentrate on the landscape. So yeah, I'm going to swatch all of those and we can look at them again. Okay, so now my table is a complete mess. I can't find anything anymore. There's so many tubes of paints, but I am very happy with the palette so far. So did I show you guys that? I don't remember. So I'm filling up this. Yes, I think I did show you. So it's supposed to hold 52 colors, and so far I have I have 40. Do I need more than that? I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get a smaller palette, maybe. But inevitably I'm going to be sitting there using it, and then suddenly think, well, I wish I had that color. So I'm looking, I have lots of blues and greens, which, you know, I'm going to a tropical place, so I do need those. I have, well, you know what I'm missing? I'm kind of thinking that, okay, let me zoom in. I don't have a lot of bright colors, and I like to put bright colors under darker colors because it gives me a luminous feeling, which I really want to have in my paintings. So I think I'm going to go through my paints again and find something really bright. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so these are the colors I'm adding. I think I'm just swatching right now, deciding. This is Oriolan, which I don't think I will take because I already have Azo Yellow, and I like the Azo Yellow better, I think. And I have a new Gogh Rouge, which is a very nice color. I heard that it was not very light fast. Where is the tube? I actually meant to check that. Light fast 1. So yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Indian Yellow. I also usually like it better. Let's see, then Mayan Violet. I love that color. Yeah, I'm going to take that one. I do remember exotic flowers that had that color. The hibiscus, for example. Oh, and that's a new color for me. Dusk Pink from Van Gogh. Wow. Okay, this is... Yep, I'm taking that one. Which, it's not bright, but I mean, it's really lovely. A Verditaire blue. I really like that blue. I will take it too. I mean, it's not far from the cerulean, but it's got a brightness about it that I really like. So I'll take that one. Rich green gold. I will take that too. Oh, Mayan blue. I ran out, like my tube is empty, so I have it in this palette. I mean, I could just take it out of this palette and put it in the other one, or I'll try to get to the art store before going. However, I already have a lot of blue colors in there, and with mixes, well, I mean, it's so pretty. I'm not redeemable. Okay, imidazolone brown. That's my favorite brown. Again, because it's bright, so I put it as a first layer somewhere. And it really, it makes everything pop on top of it. Rhodonite Genuine, which is also a Daniel Smith. That is a very, very pretty pink. And Queen Rose. That's almost fluorescent, isn't it? Okay. Oh, you know what? I should swatch. That's a new to me color also. Delft Blue from Blick. Blick has, I like their paints. They are really good quality. And they are quite a bit less expensive than the other big brands. Wow. That's very deep blue. Well, I guess I have room, so I think I will take that one too. Oh, look at the Mayan blue. Oops, sorry, either way. Look at the granulation in there. That is fantastic. I'm definitely taking that. Now, I do get carried away with not only color, but also granulation. I love granulating colors. But you do need smooth watercolors also, and transparent. You know, I want the whole range of it, because otherwise your paint, I really feel that your paintings are not as interesting if you don't mix textures. Anyway, I might take a brighter gold also, which is in my current palette. It's called Lala. Which is from Ayuaili. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. She is on Etsy. She made this one too. Preppy. I love this one. which I'm taking with me because it makes the most wonderful mixes. Actually, let me grab my sketchbook. I did some color mixing. Sorry, I can't put it on the thing, it's not dry. Where are the color mixes? There we are. That's not the ones that I'm looking for. There we go. Okay. Here is Preppy with brown iron, with Queen Gold. Sorry. Quinacridone Gold, and it just makes the most wonderful green, shimmery green. I love how Preppy does this, makes like a border around your drop of paint. It's really special. Oh, you know what, there is also, I should take that one, Cendre Bleu, Ash Blue, from Sennelier, makes a wonderful mix with brown iron oxide, which I'm taking. And if you mix the brown iron oxide with cobalt cerulean, that's what it does. I'm also for sure taking the Mad Red because it makes the most. So the Mad Red is from Jasper Stardust, and it makes the most wonderful mixes. All of these have been mixed with Mad Red, and I use it in most of my paintings in one way or another because it can be very discreet like this. So that's Mad Red and Copper Turquoise, or it can be very punchy with that's the Goblin Green from Jasper Stardust again. Talking of Preppy, that's another one with Preppy and Light Red, which is a Sennelier color too, I believe. Is it? No, it's a Winsor & Newton, sorry. That one is Decay Coral, Indian Yellow, and Amethyst. So Decay Coral is from Jasper Stardust, and these two are Daniel Smith. So that makes a really cool color. I know that there is a mountain on the Big Island that has that kind of color, I think. And this is the Mad Red with Preppy. It's really, really pretty. And a purple with here Alchemists. But gold is really special. I can't remember on the spot the name of the store, but I will put it below the video. But the name of the store that sells this one is on Etsy also. Okay, well, oh, look at the... I have not tried the Dust Pink yet from Van Gogh, but look at this. How cool is that? Yeah, I'm definitely taking that one. Okay, well, that's a lot of colors, and I'm hoping I still have enough in my tubes to fill out all these colors, because I haven't actually checked that I haven't, but I can always go to the store and hope that they have it in stock, and if they don't, then I have to improvise. So I will, I'm going to build up my palette completely, and then I'm going to show you how I mean, it's not swatching, how I'm mixing colors. Because I rarely mix colors together on the palette, so I'm going to show you what I do before every painting. Really, I do these cards, and I'll show you. So I'm so long-winded. Okay. I'm going to do the palette. So I'm still working on packing everything for the trip. I'm afraid I don't want to take too much, but I don't want to find myself stuck with, I wish I had that. Although that's also very good for your imagination and creativity to do that, not to overdo on art supplies. So I finished the palette. So it went through 3 different color choices. So that was number 1, number 2, which I decided not to take some colors, not because I don't like them, but because I had others that were fairly close, or I knew I could do mixes with the colors that I had. So I decided, never mind, let's try to keep it at least a little bit simple. So here it is in the end. I am very happy with it. This gives me a very large range of colors and mixes that I can do. And the Jasper Stardust paintbrush, I'm so tired. The paintbrush is actually fitting just great in that in, so that's great. Oh, I need to remember to tighten those. I just dropped them in last night. And I need to refill some of those because they are low, but yeah, I'm very happy with that. Now, if you have taken lessons with me or you have seen me paint before, I use quite a bit of white, and all the wells are filled in my palette, so I didn't want to take a tube of gouache because I have a tendency to lose things if you are not kept all together like this, and or sitting on them or whatever. So I didn't want to take a tube. However, I do need white of some sort, so I do have, I'm not going to be able to see, a Uniball Signal. I love those, so I always have one with me. And I do like, I mean, I don't use veneer colors. When I'm in my studio painting, I generally don't use them. For sketchbooks though, they are just wonderful. And especially I love the way that the white goes on over watercolor. Now these are water soluble, which means you know, you put them down and you can reactivate them, and they turn into a kind of watercolor, but they are fairly opaque for most of them. And they are actually really useful in a sketchbook. I really like them. And so I'm going to take some of those, which will expand the range of my watercolors by a lot. And I could take watercolor pencils, but I don't really want to do that because I've noticed in the past that when I do, I'm not really using them. You know, you have to like sort through to see which colors is which, and when you're sitting there with your family waiting, because for some reason we're not doing the hikes just to paint. So when they are waiting for me, I don't want to be ruffling forever trying to find the right color. These, you can see instantaneously which color it is, even in your big, you know, pouch like this. I'm actually thinking of taking maybe a smaller pouch. But in any case, they will be very useful. I will take just a very select few, and I haven't chosen the colors yet, but I know I will take some really dark colors like dark indigo. I love the Caran d'Ache dark indigo, is just fantastic. That's the point that I want on it, because I do a lot of details with it. I do have a lot of pencils, but I use them a fair bit actually, and so this is several years of collecting them. So I will take a range of that, but very little, like no more than 5 or 6, hopefully. And I am taking clips because obviously I'm going to be near the sea, and it's going to be breezy at some point, so I like these clips to hold my sketchbook pages. Now, sketchbook, I like these a lot. Let's get that out of the way. So this is the Fabriano Sketchbook. It's great, it's fantastic, it's lightweight, it's flexible, but not too much. The paper is great, and it takes a lot of abuse, so I'm going to take this one. But my preferred format for painting is actually square, and I have this sketchbook, that I love. Here's the brand. I found it on Amazon. The paper is, I really love the paper in there. It's just great. But it's big, and therefore, and it's heavy. I am going to look if they have a smaller one, but I don't think so. Well, I mean, they might have a smaller format, but I think they are all, you know, thick like this. But I'm very tempted to take it, but carrying this in my backpack would be, yeah, it's a lot. What I could do is take this one in the backpack for when we are doing longer hikes, when we are just going to go to the beach to do some snorkeling and just enjoy the beach. Then I could just take this one. We'll see. This is really great paper. It buckles a little bit, but it does not. Well, actually, they give you this plastic thing to put in between pages, and I just really enjoy that. I don't have to worry about anything transferring to the other side, and yeah. So I love this one. We'll see if I'm taking it. I am taking my bullet journal. It's got my life in it. That sounds very dramatic. It's got, I mean, I love bullet journaling. If you haven't tried, I didn't try it for years, and it's only very recently that I've been doing it, and I love it. I cannot find my pencil sharpener. Hopefully when I clear up all my desks I will find it. I hope so, because I love it. But in the meantime I've been using this, which I'm actually thinking of just taking. I don't know if you know these. I think they're used a lot in Japan. I don't think I've been seeing people use them much here. But you sharpen your pencils with it. You just rub it in there, and it's like a sandpaper. And it's a very quick, easy way to sharpen your pencils without losing a lot of the pencil, because pencils are actually really expensive. And when you sharpen them this way, very quickly, you know, you're going to go down the pencil very quickly. So I do like these. They're very cheap. I can't remember how much I paid, but I buy them in bulk on Amazon. I have an older daughter who is doing an art major, and she uses those too. I will take a water brush and this little container, which holds very little water, but somehow seems to work out every time I've taken it out to paint with. And obviously I have water bottles and things to refill. And I am not going to take this one, but I will probably take the Derwent Drying Chinese White. It goes over everything. I really like the Derwent drawing pencils, are really good. I'll probably just take also a regular pencil. And one of my favorite things to do on sketches is to use ink pens. So fountain pens are not, you should not be bringing those on planes. They will often leak terribly, and it's just going to be a pain. I could just take an ink pen, but I think what I'm going to do instead is use one of my favorite tools when I'm painting for details, which are toothpicks. And in a minute I will show you how I am swatching, well, not swatching, I'm just trying out colors with this palette, and I will show you how to use the toothpicks, and also I'll show you how the neo color goes on everything. And let me try to move this out of the way. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm holding the camera. I'm hoping I'm not jerking it around because I'm not paying attention since I'm talking, but I also wanted to talk to you about these two books. Now, this one I haven't read yet. I actually was hoping to take it on the trip. However, it's an extremely hefty and heavy book, so I don't think I will, unfortunately. But this was a book written by Hockney during lockdown. And I just received it. I got it on eBay. And I just opened the flap just before filming, and I think that's why I love Hockney so much. We have lost touch with nature rather foolishly, as we are a part of it, not outside it. This will in time be over, and then what? What have we learned? The only real things in my life are food and love, in that order, just like for our little dog Ruby. And the source of art is love. I love life. So Hockney is a very interesting person, a very interesting painter, and he has a unique way to translate the landscape that I really, really love. I mean, look at this. So good. So good. And so he speaks about all his inspiration and look at this. Anyway, I will read this book and tell you more about it when I do. I have been reading this one little by little every day. Hockney, Van Gogh, The Joy of Nature. It's wonderful. I highly recommend it. I know I talked about it in my newsletter last week, and since then I kept reading it, and it talks about both painters' styles, how they observed the world around them and what they wanted to convey in their paintings. And it's an extremely interesting book. It is not dry at all. I love how the author, who is from Norway or Sweden, how he wrote about both of them, and it really is a wonderful, wonderful book. We can see their sketches for both Van Gogh and Hockney. Comparisons. I mean, Hockney has been very much influenced by Van Gogh, and when you see their paintings side to side, you really see why. Oh, you know what just occurred to me? I was thinking that in this palette I had been putting in a lot of purple, and I couldn't understand why I was suddenly putting in so much purple, because I actually rarely use purple. I mean, I use it like in shadows. I use it just little touches here and there. But I have been looking at a lot of Hockney paintings, and I just realized that he, on the other hand, has a lot of purple in his paintings. So I guess just looking at them just really influenced me already. Oh, I can't wait to be painting. What else did I want to tell you? I think that's it. The dog wants to be let in, and I'm going to show you how I decide on colors for paintings and how I really test a palette, meaning, you know, do all the colors work together, or at least most of them? Is it going to be harmonious without me having to think too much about it? Because when you are painting in plein air, well, first of all, it might rain at any moment, especially in Hawaii, and you know, the weather will change, people will talk to you. I'm going to be with my family, so you know it's going to be hectic. We have a lot of things that we want to see, a lot of miles to walk, and I don't want to be spending a lot of time staring at my palette thinking, okay, so I want to do, I want to paint this landscape, and I need to find all the harmonious colors in my palette. Yeah, I would just rather just be painting. So I will show that to you, and maybe say a quick hello, goodbye at the end, and that will be it for this week. Okay, so here are the cards I was talking to you about. So this is what I do before I start a painting. If I'm doing a painting that I know what I want to convey, this is what I do. I will put in together on the same card the colors that are coming to mind for me to make the painting that I want. And I can judge if I like the harmony of colors that I've created, or if, you know, I decide, well, that Mayan violet is just not going to go with a rich green gold. I don't like that, I don't want, or it just won't work for the feeling of the painting that I want to convey, then I will know right away. But in any case, I keep the cards because I add them to this stack of cards where, you know, if I'm out of inspiration, you know, you're just tired, you can't think anymore. And sometimes just even looking at those will give me an idea for a painting. So I've got all kinds of things. So I put, of course, the names of supplies I've used. It's not always watercolor, of course. It can be inks, and I even make cards with now this is nice. That would work well for a Hawaii painting, I would think. And I do have those in my palette. Now this, for example, is, I've coated the paper with, what was it? Venetian plaster, I believe, which gives a very different surface to paint with. And I will put this in so that I know what it's going to look like, or I will mix. I'll show you how I mix. But I will put the names of the mixes, and I'm going to show you how I would go about doing that with this Hawaiian palette. I will start with the Indian yellow. So you can start wet on dry, so wet paint but the paper is dry, and then you can just wet the paper right next to it to let the color move, and drop in something like sour violet. I will flick water. Let's put some blue, Verditaire blue. So it's rattling in my palette because I haven't tightened the pans down yet. blue anthracynone. And then, because I love gold, I will put some flecks of gold. So far so good, I'm liking that quite a bit. Let's try brown iron oxide. Sorry, the neighbor's dogs are... Oh, and now my dog is going to go back, sorry. And then what I do with these toothpicks, and this is why I love, you know, it's very inexpensive. Actually, I reuse them over and over again. But it's very handy to be doing very thin lines that are very organic. Okay, I could do this forever. Yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to show you for this week. Now there was something else. Yeah, I told you I was going to show you how a white neocolor would go on watercolor. And I will just demonstrate on one of the cards that I have right here. So I would just put it over like this. So you could see it was it's a very bright green. So first of all, you could just leave it this way and have that texture. That would be wonderful for grass, bark. But even on portraits I would do this. And then you take your wet brush, and if you wet it, it will transform into paint. But it's the same effect as if you have gouache or even ink. In my ink, I like to use white acrylic ink in my paintings a lot, actually. I use Liquitex or Winsor & Newton. No, Delage-Carlson. I love the Delage-Carlson especially because it's very transparent. But yeah, it's I really like the effect it does on top of a bright color especially. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. I know this was all over the place and disorganized, but that's how the week has been going. Thankfully, children are out of school in a couple of days, and which will cut on the hectic, and then I can just concentrate on packing and planning the trip. I will not have a video next week because I won't be here, and I'm not that organized that I could film another one before going. But I will be filming in Hawaii as much as I can, and I will put this on Instagram, and some other footage I will hopefully put in the next YouTube video. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you. Bye.